White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki made some comments suggesting that your wife, the Second Lady, needed to be saved from you. How do you feel about comments like that being made while you're here with the Second Lady?
Oh, I think it's disgraceful, but of course the Second Lady can speak for herself, and I'm very lucky to have a wonderful wife, and I know, or at least I hope that my wife feels the same about me, but we are very lucky to have this journey, or I should say I'm very lucky to go on this journey with a very loving wife. We're going to keep on serving the country together, and I'm honored to have Usha by my side on this trip in particular, but always.
I think the little Manchurian candidate, JD Vance, wants to be president more than anything else.
Yeah.
I always wonder what's going on in the mind of his wife. Like,
Agreed.
Are you okay? Please blink 4 times.
Yes.
We'll come over here. We'll save you.
While we're talking about the US and Trump, of course, his Vice President JD Vance. Well, Jen Psaki, who you might remember spent some time as Joe Biden's press secretary, she now does a show on MSNBC. But she popped up on a podcast called I've Had It, and I've had it with her, to be perfectly honest. But she goes on this podcast, I've Had It, and she talks about how scary JD Vance is.
He's scarier in certain ways.
He's smarter
in some ways, and he's young.
Yeah, and ambitious.
And agile in the sense that he is a chameleon who makes himself into whatever he thinks the audience wants to hear from him.
Now, when she says scary, what she means is he's effective. And that's a bad thing for my side of politics, because he's young and he's dynamic and he can pull a crowd, and that's bad for us because it means we've actually got to do some work. We've got something to compete with here.
But he tells an audience what he thinks they want to hear.
I know, it's terrible.
Is this true?
You cannot believe
a politician
this. I know.
Telling people
who would ever do it?
What he thinks they want to hear.
Honestly. So, you know, whatever. That's just stupidity, right? But then she gets personal and she starts talking about Vance's wife.
The little Manchurian candidate, JD Vance, wants to be president more than anything else.
Yeah.
I always wonder what's going on in the mind of his wife. Like, Are you okay? Please blink 4 times.
Yes.
We'll come over here. We'll save you.
So she assumes that because a woman is married to a right-wing man, you know, a member of the Republican Party, that there must be something wrong with her, or she must be under duress, or she must be unsafe. And just blink 4 times and we'll come and save you from the evil, bad JD Vance. Like, what the hell?
Sorry, I thought they were feminists. I thought they actually believed in women's ability to think for themselves. Maybe Usha Vance is a Republican. Whoa, maybe she is actually a conservative. Maybe she does actually support her husband and doesn't feel unsafe around him.
Freya, as a woman of colour, I think you'll find that she cannot be a conservative because she's a woman of colour.
No, that is the subtext here. You have these super annoying middle-aged women bashing down on an Indian woman, and their minds cannot comprehend the fact that she might actually be a conservative. And back to your point before, Caleb, about JD Vance being so effective, which is why they're trying to target him so much. I think they're going to go after JD Vance even harder than they went after Trump, because when you look at him, he is the epitome of America. Comes from the Appalachians, poor background, drug addict mother, overcame all of that, enlisted in the Marines, went to Yale, did law, and ended up as the Vice President, the third youngest in US history. He's simply incredible. His values are solid. He represents the forgotten people of America, and so they are right to be scared of JD Vance.
And it would like really annoy them to think that other than Michelle Obama, the greatest racial diversity, potential racial diversity in the First Lady of the United States is going to be a Republican, an Indian woman married to a Republican.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, you know, I'm sure they will go after JD Vance just as hard as they went after Donald Trump, because after all, it worked so well the last time. And these guys just do not, I mean, I've never seen any sort of political mass or morass more utterly deranged, dysfunctional than the American liberal elite. They are just so, for a bunch of people who think they're so smart and sneer at people like Trump and Vance for being stupid, they are so incredibly dumb to keep going after these ad hominem attacks, thinking that it's actually going to work. They are just brain dead.